One of the most common questions I get when I mentor IT professionals and young professionals across the spectrum is when it comes to upskilling. And there is a sense of deja vu, or some feel overwhelmed by this continuum of upskilling. How do I stay updated with new technologies? How do I stay current in a world that's fast changing? Right? So let's look at this topic and see what it means to us. Don't be surprised if I tell you upskilling mania, or this trend of upskilling and upgrading one's skill, has been around for decades. Ever since I started my career a couple of decades ago as an MBS mainframe programmer, I had to transform, learn, and upskill. I had to learn newer technologies as they came along, or when I switched jobs, Windows, .NET programming, and then I moved on to web development, did a lot of middleware, I did a bit of ERPs, and everything else in between. And all the while, I continued to transform my career, my jobs, switch jobs, even in my 40s. So there's a lesson out here when it comes to IT. But it's not just the IT. Most other professions or businesses need to upskill themselves or transform themselves every now and then. Look at the restaurant business. Back in the days of pandemic, it's not too long ago, but they had to quickly learn to upskill and change, adapt to technologies, adapt to the world of takeaways, because restaurants had to shut down their physical operations, but they could operate their cloud kitchens and adapted to food apps, food delivery services. And even after the pandemic, in today's day and age, when we still like to go out and eat, 60 to 70% of restaurants' revenues comes from apps and delivery alone. And move on to another field, doctors, surgeons, and nurses. I work very closely with them as a medtech professionals. And the level of upskilling required of doctors or medical professionals, nurses, never ceases to amaze me, especially in the field of, say, implantables, in the brain, heart, etc., etc. Doctors and nurses learn to thrive in the area of digitization. We have robotic assisted surgery, AI enabled personalized therapies, and all kinds of automation happening in the medical field. Medical professionals have to stay updated on these changes. Lawyers and professionals, you would think, once you learn law, the basics of law, you just practice it. Not so. Technology is really, really ingrained in this field too. Legal tech, e-discovery, e-filing. A lawyer I know has a couple of clerks working on computers just to manage electronic discovery, case search, electronic filings, sending notification to courts, sending filings, etc., etc. Everything digitized. Now, so the bottom line here is we should not be overwhelmed by this continuum of change. Let me tell you how I learned to manage in the couple of decades that I have been in this industry. Earlier on in my career, I learned to respect the 3-month rule every time I took a new job or after reorg, after change. Once you have experience in a field, it just takes you about 3 months to immerse yourself, learn and apply new tools and technologies in an allied field. For example, way back in college and university, I learned RDBMS, databases. And when DSA and data sciences, analytics became hot, I reflected on those very basics while getting my hands dirty in these new tools and technologies. And same goes for every programming language that came my way, every UI, UX tool that I've learned. And now, of course, we are in the era of automation, AI, ML, ChatGPT. When new technologies are emerging at a very fast pace, it can feel overwhelming. But it's worth remembering, these are just tools. You and I can learn to thrive by helping businesses leverage these tools. And that is where our strength lies.